What is up, everyone, and welcome back to another video. Today I want to talk about this new 538 model and why Trump might actually have a bigger advantage in the Electoral College than we actually suspect. Now, before we get into this video, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, make sure to hit the post bell notification, and make sure to follow the Twitter and join the Discord in the description down below. And so at this point, guys, as of right now, if we were to look at this, right, this is a new model from 538, which is pretty accurate to 2020, actually. I mean, they have the results, and then you could adjust the turnout, turn up the independent, basically the percentage of the independents that there are. You can adjust the margins for age, education, sex, income, race. So I am going to be using this model quite a bit. And even on my, original model, I may, in fact, even use this as a guide to kind of help me predict the Electoral College. But what's actually interesting is that there is a new April, Times and Siena College poll, which currently has Biden up. Donald Trump leads Joe Biden by 1 percentage point. But if you actually look at the crosstabs and you actually play around with some of these demographics, according to 2020 turnout, it kind of seems like that's not really going to be the case. And it's very weird how this is kind of looking in terms of the electorate. So if we were to look at this, right, first thing to change is men and women. Trump is leading by about 20 points with 7%, with 7% undecided. So basically the undecided vote, we're basically going to turn this up. So at this point, I'm going to put all of these down at 0%. The independent vote in this video is merely going to signify the toss-up, or like the people who put I don't know or whatever. And for this video, I'm going to be analyzing the regular matchup, but as well, I'm going to be doing another video where I look at the third-party candidates and them being involved. But for now, I'm going to be using the third-party vote as the toss-up category. So Trump is leading by about 20 points with men. And so if we were to do that, we find the men here. He goes from a 4-point lead to here, and that already puts him at 327 Electoral College votes. And there's about 7% undecided there, so we'll put 7% independent there as of right now. So he's leading the popular vote by 3 already. Now with female voters, he is leading. Biden's leading by about, I think it's like 16 points. So that actually increases his lead by a tiny bit, and that flips back New Hampshire and Minnesota. And with the undecided vote, that's about 10% of that being undecided as of right now. And that puts the popular vote, the undecided vote, at 3 points. So that's already huge. If we were to go to age, Biden is only leading with 18 to 29-year-old voters by 1 point. And that, with 10% undecided, that puts Trump at 342 Electoral College votes right out the gate. Trump is leading with 30 to 44-year-old voters by about 1 percentage point as well. He's leading with them by about a point. And if we look at that 13% undecided there, that puts the undecided vote at 6%. And if we were to go to 52 to 43, for 45 to 64-year-old voters, he's leading by about 9 points as of right now. And there is about 5% undecided voters there. That puts the former president at 399 Electoral College votes. And that puts him in states winning Illinois, for example. Like literally just really really killing it out here. And so to me, that is really confusing because, like, look at this. Wisconsin is literally a 14-point victory here. It's basically a 14-point win. Pennsylvania is almost a safe state. Nevada is literally almost a safe state on this. North Carolina is a huge victory. Michigan is actually a really big victory too. Georgia is a huge win. Florida is a massive victory here. That's like a 19-point win. In Arizona, he's winning that by 13 points. So there are very, very big margins. And he's currently leading the popular vote by 12. Now, with the senior vote, Biden's actually leading the senior vote by 9 points. And there's about 7% undecided. So that actually puts Biden back at 186 electoral college votes, and that kind of puts the popular vote back by quite a substantial amount. Now, with the college educated section, the problem with this is they don't have a single category. So what I have to do is I basically have to average out, white college with non-college, and then do the same thing on the bottom. So right now, if we were to do the math on live right now, 54 plus 60 divided by 2 is 57. So Biden's getting about 57% of the college educated vote. And if we were to do the Donald Trump support in this category, 39 plus 33 divided by 2 is 36, which if we were to fill that out, 57 minus 36, that's a 21-point lead with college educated voters, which is a smaller lead than what he actually had here. And not only that, the undecided vote here is about roughly, if you were to do the average, plus 6, that's about 6.5%, and that's about 7. So we could put independent at 7 to kind of put the undecided vote there. And so that puts Trump at 357 electoral college votes. Non-college is actually funny because it actually gets smaller than his lead in 2020. White college or let's see, white no college right here. We could see Biden is leading by about, with those voters, he has about a 43.5% rating with them in terms of percentage. And with Trump, with that block, he is doing about 46. So Trump is only ahead by 2 points with this demographic. And if you were to do the undecided and average that out, that would be 10 points undecided in the non-college, and that puts him at 340 electoral votes, and he's leading the popular vote by about 5 here. And then with female, he's leading men by about 20 points, which, I already filled that out. I already did that. White, black, and Hispanic, Trump seems to be leading here by 14 points with white voters, and he is looking at a 7% undecided as of right now. With the black vote, he is looking at about, let's see with the blacks, he is looking, roughly speaking, 69 minus 16, that's a 53-point lead, so that gets shaved down by quite a bit. And if you look at the undecided vote, he's sitting at about 15% with undecideds there, and that puts the undecided vote to 24%, and Trump is leading the popular vote by like 8 points right now. So that's also really interesting as well. And if we were to go to, for example, Hispanic voters, Biden's only leading them by 9 points, which is a huge shift from 2020. That puts Trump at 390 electoral college votes. And not only that, undecided is about 8% there. And now it's 25% undecided in the popular vote. And if you look at other votes, Biden is leading that by a pretty comfortable margin. He's leading that actually by 25 points as of right now. And so actually, they're split up and weird. So we're not going to touch those for the sake of this video because they are split up kind of weirdly. And these are basically not factored into here. Only outcome, basically these are tackled with, but I'm not going to touch those for the sake of the video. But it looks like, based out of the current metrics and undecided voters right now, Trump is leading in the popular vote by a pretty significant amount. And there's a lot of undecided voters still out there. And if you look at the crosstabs here, with voters who did not vote in 2020, Trump leads with them by a pretty significant amount. And so that might actually be an issue for Biden. And if you look at some of these margins in these swing states, plus 9 in Michigan, you have basically a over 15-point win in North Carolina. He's doing basically a 12-point win in Nevada, 11-point win in Pennsylvania, 10-point win in Wisconsin. So he's actually winning Pennsylvania more than he even knows Wisconsin. And if you were to fill this out on an electoral college map, you're literally looking at an electoral college landslide here. You're basically looking at pretty much, if you could eyeball this, Georgia, he's winning that by over 15 points. If you look at North Carolina, he's winning that 44, 34, 29, almost a likely margin. So he's almost there. So in this scenario, Georgia actually becomes more Republican. Funny. Or actually, oh no, he is winning this by 15. It's like right there. He like barely gets over the 15-point margin there. Nevada is a likely state for him. Pennsylvania would also be a likely state for him. Wisconsin would be a likely state as well. Michigan would also be a likely state for the former president. If you look at Arizona, that would be a pretty comfortable margin too. Georgia, I already filled that out with North Carolina. And so that's the map you'd have based out of that. And if we were to go to, for like example, with white non-college population, these states, Indiana, he's doing pretty well, in Kentucky very well. Maine, he's actually winning Maine. He's winning Maine by a tilt margin in this map, apparently, if you actually look at the margins. Maine's first. Biden's ahead there by 4 points. And if you look at the second district, he's literally winning that by almost a safe margin. Or actually, I think he is winning it by a safe margin on the model. North Dakota, he's doing really good in. In the areas with black population, D.C. is only winning it by like 40 points. He's not doing that good in D.C., for example. Delaware, he's literally leading there by like a point in Delaware. He's not doing that well there at all. In Georgia, again, leading by a lot. Maryland, Trump is only down by 8 points in Maryland. So even Vermont would probably even be a state where, you would probably see Trump probably do really, really good in too. And if you look at North Carolina, big victory. South Carolina, huge win. Virginia, Trump is winning there by a likely margin in Virginia. He's winning that by a likely margin. And if we were to go to Hispanic populations, Colorado, Trump is up there by 4 points. If you look at Texas, Trump is up there by literally 22 points. New York is literally down to a 4-point margin from what it was in 2020. Nevada, huge. New Mexico, he's winning that by a likely margin as of right now. New Jersey, Trump is up there by about 3 points. And if you were to look at Florida, massive victory. Connecticut, Biden is literally only up there by about 3 points as of right now. And California, Biden's only winning that by about 7 points here, it seems like. He's only winning it by 7. And so based out of that, you could even say that across the other swing states, he is probably only doing about this much in some of the swing states. He is probably only winning Massachusetts by only a little bit. Rhode Island, I'd assume, is very, very close on the map. I'd assume Rhode Island would be really, really competitive. Illinois even flips on this map. I'd expect that to probably be a lean victory for him. And Minnesota's probably likely at this point. And Nebraska's second as well. And even New Hampshire would probably even be likely too. And that puts the president at 390. And so that is the map with the demographics inside of this poll. If you were to simply look at this poll and just adjust the demographics, this is literally what it would look like with the current demographics. Trump would literally destroy Biden in the Electoral College. This would be an insane victory for him to get. But it's weird how you have these crosstabs, and this model is showing this big of a victory, yet Trump is only leading in the popular vote by 1 percentage point. And so I just want to do this video so we could really visualize these demographics and really show what the potential of those demographics would actually look like on a real Electoral College map, and kind of show you what we might be seeing in 2024. If those demographics actually stay there, Trump could actually have a very big Electoral College victory coming up this November. And so if you guys did enjoy the video, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, make sure to hit that post bell notification, and make sure to follow the Twitter and join the Discord in the description down below. And I'll see you guys very, very soon.